Welcome to the Trailhead, where trails start and stories unfold.
One, two, three.
Welcome to the show, everyone. Now here's JD.
Welcome to the Trailhead, where the trails start and stories unfold. In today's episode, we journey to the Philippines for an exclusive look at the Petron Philippine Overland Expedition, the Phil Locks Pacific Coast Challenge, with our guest, Tim Tuazon, CEO of Moto Testo Overland Equipment. This extraordinary 177-mile off-the-grid competition from General Nakar, Quezon to Dingalan, Aurora, and back tests the limits of off-roading resilience and teamwork. As they gear up for the Phil Locks from February 20th to the 25th, we'll dive deep into what makes this event a pivotal adventure for participants and spectators alike. We're exploring the impact on local communities, the environment, and the unique challenges of off-roading in the jungle. Stay tuned as we unfold stories of the human spirit, adventure, and the sheer will to conquer the unbeaten path. Enjoy this first episode in what we're going to call our Waypoints series, where we interview the newsmakers, gear creators, and off-roaders with great stories. Now, let's get tires on dirt and start this conversation. Welcome to the Trailhead, where trails start and stories unfold. I'm JD. Today we're venturing into the heart of the Philippines for a special episode on the Petron, or is it Petron? Petron.
Yeah.
Philippine Overland Expedition, the Phlox Pacific Coast Challenge. You are going to test my enunciation all night, my friend. This 117-mile journey from General Nakar, Quezon to Dingalan, Aurora, back to Manila. I practiced this today. Yeah, I feel good about it. Back to Manila is an off-the-grid extreme competition that tests resilience, teamwork, and off-road driving skills. Teams tackle challenging terrains in their 4x4s, facing trials like jungle survival, technical driving, and night navigation. As we delve into this year's Phlox, happening from the 20th to the 25th, we'll explore what makes this event a remarkable testament to the spirit of off-roading. We'll discuss its impact on local communities, the environment, and the unique aspects of off-roading in the Philippines. Joining us today is Tim, and then this is the only thing I couldn't prepare for. Is it Tuazon?
Tuazon.
I was completely off. Sorry, man.
Okay.
All right. Well, welcome to the show, my friend. Thank you for coming.
Glad to be here.
So you guys you're about a month out from this now, aren't you?
Yeah, exactly a month.
Exactly a month. All right. So you're a busy man. I appreciate you taking a few minutes.
Yep. Good.
Cool.
Yes.
So real quick, give us a quick breakdown of who you are, first of all, and what the Petron Philippine Overland Expedition is all about.
Let me introduce the event. Our company, our company is Moto Testo Overland Equipment Philippines. We import overlanding gears from United States, Australia, Europe, and South Africa. So, overlanding is pretty new in the Philippines. Way back when we started, nobody knows anything about overlanding. But we were able to generate and introduce this lifestyle since our founding date of the company. So we also, aside from importing, since this lifestyle, it's pretty new to most of the brothers and sisters here in the Philippines. So we also do event so that they can experience the lifestyle. Aside from having the gears, having the gears are cool, make their trucks look great, but we wanted also to introduce and for them to experience the money they spent and the gears they have. So we also create small events, average once every 2 months.
Okay.
A small event, but in 2016 we started a bigger event once a year. We called it the Philippine Overland Expo. It's not affiliated in the Overland Expo in the US. It's also not,
I, did you get a cease and desist letter to tell you so?
no,
And,
no, because
okay.
they're also not registered in the Philippines, and the name we use is, we have the Philippine Overland and, Expo is XPO. So,
Gotcha.
so it won't be any conflict or any branding related and different logo. We just have, but it's also not a show that you put up booth. It's purely, uh, it's like a jamboree. It's a trail about 40 kilometer inland. If you are familiar, the super volcano here in the Philippines that was dormant 600 years and erupted way back in 1992. So right now it's already dormant again. So there's a trail, there's a trail going up there, the crater, at least 2 kilometer outside the crater. So
That's really cool.
yearly we do the event. We
Okay.
organize. We started 2016 from 50 rigs. Then following year 80, then up to 2020 before the COVID lockdown. Last event of February 2020, we recorded 377 vehicle that joined. We have
Wow, that's a long train of people, man.
yeah. So yeah, it's a 43-kilometer trail. So from there, we stopped organizing 2021 and then came back 2022. But this time we tweak it as for there's a campsite and there's a competition. So to bring the game up, and also the recreational camper, they can see the excitement on how extreme the 4x4s can get through. So Petron is the largest fuel company in the Philippines. So we partner with them. One of their guys knows also joined the yearly camp event, and then he wanted to get Petron involved. So yeah, so that's how
I
it
gotcha.
happened.
Okay, yeah.
So
Hey, that's the best way to get a sponsorship going, yeah.
yeah. So the Philox, so we called it Philox. It's a Philippine Overland Expedition.
Okay.
Right?
Philox, there you go. That's a
Yeah.
lot better than Flox. Yeah, that's all right.
Yeah.
D-
So
Okay.
it's 120 kilometer of extreme off-road, extreme jungle. Here in the Philippines, it's really jungle. It's a rainforest, right?
Yeah, dude, like what? So I don't know if you can see what's going on behind me,
No.
but I've kind of got some desert video going on
Uh-huh.
here. Like I'm in Colorado, so that's, we're high country. I live at 7,000 feet. I regularly wheel at, 9 to 10,000 feet. I don't do mud. Like I occasionally when I get to some of our southern states,
Yep.
but I was watching some of this video and man, these guys, you're in the mud. It's
Yeah.
just deep.
Yeah, deep mud.
What's the average vehicle that's registered for that event?
Okay.
That's a
So,
serious competitor.
yeah, there's a lot of Toyota Land Cruiser, especially the
Oh boy.
CX-80.
Okay,
Yeah.
the Toyota guys are gonna love that.
Yep, and also Nissan.
Really?
Yeah. We have a
Okay.
Nissan Patrol here. I think they don't have in the US, but in Dubai they're pretty famous. And also, but 70% mostly Toyota.
Yeah, okay. I mean that makes sense based on their proximity and their availability, especially some of the parts for the Toyotas. It's a lot easier to get parts for that.
Yeah.
So is a Jeep is not a regular thing for you guys to have in your?
It's a pretty regular thing also, but
Okay.
On the last competition, I think there's only out of the 90 competitors, there's only 4 Jeep.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. I don't feel that underrepresented. Look, my Jeep is a pain in the ass to maintain. It breaks all the time, and I'll be the first person to tell you it's horribly unreliable. So I get it. You don't want to be fixing one of those things in the friggin' jungle, if I'm being honest.
Yeah. But this year, there's 2 teams represented from the Jeep Club Philippines. There's 2 teams that is joining the competition. So good luck to them.
I mean, hey, we'll see how it goes.
Yep.
I can't see the axle putting up with the mud like that. It's just not the newer Jeeps. I just don't feel like they're prepared for it. So,
this one are all JKs.
oh, okay, they're a little bit tougher then. Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Cool. All right. So this thing takes 4 days to get through.
Yeah.
And I read this right, and I think I saw a social media post. You have spectators for this, right? Like, is it a big spectator thing too?
Yeah. Well, most of the spectator are all campers. There will be the spectator because you to see the event or to be able to be at least 1/3 of the way. You need a proper 4x4 because there's 4 river like in the vid that we need to cross.
Okay.
Yep.
Including people that want to just camp and be be there.
Correct. But the video this is a 4 a.m. in the morning. Actually, they go in as high tide, so that's why it's bit deep.
Oh, so you make it even nicer. You put them in there when it's deepest. Yeah, dude. For those of you who are listening, we're watching a video, and these guys are door Jeep. That dude just got out. The inside of that vehicle is completely wet now.
Yep.
And
everything.
Like, they're just stopped. Like, you guys got plenty of rescue vehicles. It looks like you guys take safety pretty seriously.
Yep.
But,
so in the other side of the river, there's actually heavy equipment waiting.
Oh, is that what you guys had? I saw the bucket truck on your Facebook page. Is that the other purpose for you?
Yeah. And also there's we call it the bulldozer and the backhoe.
How long do you think they've been trying to get that truck out of there? The sun's coming up now.
About an hour and a half.
Okay, and he knows. Yeah, so you were there for this one, I understand.
Yep.
Wow, there are some places in the States here where we get some river crossings like that. We might get there's a couple of places in Colorado where you can get a deep-ish kind of a crossing like that. Maybe Utah. Definitely out in some of the southern states in Florida. Florida is probably the closest thing that we have to you guys. It's just that deep, wet, constantly humid mud that it's all year long. It's just getting new stuff churned into it.
Yeah. I think go.
No, go ahead.
I think Florida has a tropicalish weather as also.
It's probably about as close as we're going to get to you, if we're somebody here in the States. So what time you guys are doing this in February? What's the weather like there this time of year?
Okay, it's a end of rainy season on that side. Because in the Philippines, East Coast and West Coast of the Philippines has different weather.
I'm not surprised by this information. So I live in a place where my weather is different than the people that live 5 miles from me. So, okay. All right. And so they're timed legs of it. What kind of stuff are they going to encounter other than jungle? Are there specific obstacles that you guys put in front of them, or is it just kind of the stuff that's along the road?
Yeah, there's some obstacles. Actually, we this time we tweaked the event a little bit. We created the man-made tracks outside the jungle, so it will be in the town, so that we can gain more audience It's like an
Okay.
exhibition stage. So people, this town is pretty far away. It's not a city, but it's a country town. So
Right.
people there, residents there, can get more see more excitement, and then we're pushing through inside the jungle. So the event, it's not only about the vehicle, but also there's endurance and skills, like uh, uh, winching your vehicle without a winch, using lug and rope.
Okay.
Yep. So also how to make your high lift jack uh, as a winch. So manual cranking. Um, yep. Also how to uh, change your tire or reinflate the beaded tire inside without any other compressor or any other tool.
Okay,
Yeah.
those are all good skills to have in general. If you've never taken, and this is for anybody in the States too, if you've never taken a class where they show you how to use a high lift as a jack, and you have a high lift, you're doing yourself a disservice.
Yeah.
We had. Well, sometimes you just need a little bit of a tug, and you just need to get yourself up a little bit, or you just need
Yeah.
something to brace yourself. And I think folks get out there and they don't think they have the right gear, and it's right in front of you. But yeah, there is a proper way, and learn from somebody who knows what they're doing and showing you how to do it. But there is a proper way to use a winch, or use a high lift as basically a come along. You can crank it up, and it's fantastic to have. Just make sure that you're learning from somebody to do it. Don't like Tim here. So one of the things I've noticed about a lot of these videos, so now that's a built Hilux.
Yep.
See, that's the Hilux is something. Is that the word you're looking for earlier? Is Hilux?
Yeah.
They're very much something that people want here. It's very much something that I hear a lot about. They're just tanks.
Yep.
They look like tanks.
But it's pretty cramped inside. Unlike your Tacoma, it's spacious, but this one, it's really cramped.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you think it's bigger, or do you think it's because of the way they designed it, or do you think it's because they're two very different vehicles in terms of their overall size?
Yeah, I think on the specs, it looks like only 2-3 inches difference, narrower than the Tacoma, but it's really cramped, yeah, inside.
Okay. For me, I'm 6'6", so everything is
won't
cramped
fit.
for me.
You won't fit.
No, I wouldn't. I barely fit in a Tacoma, and even then, it was only because my Jeep was broken, and I needed a ride.
Yeah, there's a Jeep crossing, right?
There is. I see it.
Yeah.
I also noticed that he hugged that inside line real hard. He didn't. He wasn't looking for any holes.
Yeah.
What's and I'm going to try to do some quick math because I know you're going to give it to me in metric. What's the average tire size that you guys have for this event?
It will be 35 and 37 inches.
Oh, thank you very much. That was awesome. I didn't have to go looking that up. So 35 to okay. So that's very doable. All right, I feel better about this. I still think it's insane, but I feel better about that. That's because that's, one of the things that's gotten real big here is, and I saw you had a couple of them at your show, like the big Jeeps with the 40-inch tires, and they're not practical in any way, other than for the expressed purpose of off-roading or rock crawling or whatever it is that you want to do with it. So it's kind of nice to see this being just kind of a middle of the ground, the ground. I mean, that's at least for us. I don't know if 35 is a big tire for you guys. Is that like the top end? What's the bigger end for you guys?
35 is usually that's what usually used for even on a daily drive.
Okay.
For a modified 4x4. But these tires are put into specs requirement to join the competition. We don't want to overkill and oversize the production vehicle.
Yeah, that's nice. It's nice to see that stuff still be accessible. I think we're starting to see some of this stuff pop up here, but the Overland Expo is just that here. It's just an expo. It's just an event where people come to stand out. They don't do, it's not like an organized event like this. How many people do you have coming through here for this?
The competition team, it's consists of 30 teams, 3 vehicle per team. So times 90 times 2, that's 180 competitors, plus the average campers will be 3 person per vehicle. So we're looking at around 500, 600 people.
Okay, it's not too bad.
Yeah.
That's a decent amount of people to voluntarily go out into the middle of the jungle.
Yeah. There's a lot of crazy people here. Fun, crazy fun.
There you go. I think you could only have an event like this if they had a good time doing it. Like there's a lot of, and I know that from just from an event perspective, putting this stuff together is a lot of work, but just being a part of these things is, making the plans to be there, getting your rigs ready to go for this kind of an adventure. Like I imagine these guys spend a decent amount of change on their vehicles and try to keep them from breaking while they're out there.
Yeah. They're prepared for at least 6 months before the event.
To get their vehicles ready?
Yep.
That sounds about right. Yeah, that sounds about right. We go through off-roading seasons here where people, like here in Colorado, we're in the middle of off-roading season. We are off our main season. It's too snowy and icy. So a lot of us are home trying to fix our shit so we can get back out there in the spring. So 35-inch tires, 37-inch tires, a lot of Toyotas. You guys don't do a whole lot of rooftop tents, right? I didn't see a whole lot of those coming through here. And I know that's kind of a new phenomenon. Is that something that's gaining any popularity by you guys?
Actually, we introduced rooftop tent way back in 2011. So right now there's a lot. But on this competition, they strip the vehicle basic to keep the weight low, because when you get into waist deep mud, a heavy rooftop tent or anything to add weight, it will give you a hard time from pulling the vehicle out. So you can see on the competition side, there's very few rooftop tent, and also when they enter the jungle, there's a lot of branches overhang that can damage or get your rooftop tent stuck.
Get stuff hung up on. Yeah, that makes a lot more sense than I gave you credit for on that one. Yeah, because I can tell you firsthand that mud and weight do not mix.
So this FJ, it got stuck in water until its dashboard, but it still ran. Toyota. Yeah, you can see on the latter.
I know, and that's yeah. Again, that's another vehicle where if the interior wasn't so small, I would love to have one. They're little tanks. Yeah, I'm not surprised by that information. I bet you it smells now, though.
Yeah.
You can't get that much water in a nice vehicle like that without it smelling after a while. Don't. My Jeep still smells, and it got wet 4 years ago in Michigan.
Yeah.
So, what's the chances you guys are going to have like rain like this and stuff? This kind of additional wetness.
Okay. So this place, it's always raining even in the summertime. So
okay, that's one of those spots. Mm-hmm. All right. So you're just expecting it. You're just going to be wet for a week. Okay. Sounds fun, man. This FJ is just floating. Like I can see, he's actually not making any contact.
Yep.
That's the one problem with the FJs is it's hard to lift them up. What got you inspired to get this started? Was it you or is it somebody? Was it? I'm sorry, I put his name up here someplace. Mar?
Yeah. Actually, it's Mar's idea. We're doing while we're doing the camp event. Why not let's put up a camp and the competition on this place, because this location is very famous in the Philippines for extreme off-road. Way back in 2012, we're the one who re-established the trail route from this, because this location is actually historic location where the Japanese invasion army, it's their route when retreating from the U.S. forces. So
Oh, really?
yeah,
Okay.
we called that mountain Machine Gun Hill because that's where they're machine gunning the Japanese retreat.
Wow, you beat me to that question. That's awesome. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a fascinating nugget of history. And you just drive past that on the way through your stuff?
Yeah. The route is actually it's been after World War II. For about a decade, it's been a lagging route, but the government
Okay.
banned lagging, so it's been forgotten for almost 4 decades. So
Sounds about right.
2012, we and some of the enthusiasts, we thought of reestablishing that trail, looking for that trail. So I have the video also there somewhere in the YouTube. So
It's not on that playlist, is it?
no, it's a different playlist.
Okay.
It's called Uncharted.
You know what? We'll have you back at some other time. We'll talk about. I'd love to talk more about Philippine stuff. Actually, I know if we had more runway for our interview time, I probably could have had a couple more of our hosts join us, and they probably have more questions. So, it's one of my goals for this show is to kind of get a more of an international vibe, give people a bit more exposure to stuff they don't normally see, and recognize that this is kind of similar to off-roading in Florida. It's a little deeper. It's probably a little more humid. There's less. Do you have alligators?
No, we don't have it.
Okay, so you don't have alligators. So, Lino from Ibis Off-Road, if you're listening to this out in Florida, you can know that you are still home to the alligator problem and scourge of the off-road community. So, it's just something I want to do here. So last year, last year was your first one, right?
Yep. 2022 actually.
2022.
Yeah.
So
2022 October should be the reason why we moved it further down the road. It's because October and November is a typhoon season, and actually on the event a week prior to the event schedule, this location was hit. That's why you can see all the vegetation are clear.
Oh yeah, look at that! I wouldn't have noticed it.
Yeah, It was hit by a Category 5 typhoon.
Jesus. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, I mean, man, that's just I can't. I don't even know what to do with that. Like you went ahead with the event. Well, I mean, I guess it wasn't likely you were going to get another Category 5 event in the next 6-7 days. So, but that's a lot of weather. That's a big deal for weather.
Yeah,
I can see why you moved it.
We postponed it a month, but during that period, we did a lot of lift work and charity event on the place for rebuilding because most of the houses there are wiped out.
Ugh, I can only imagine. Yeah. The roads that you're using for this, they're mostly old logging roads?
Yeah, it actually.
Are there any?
It's actually first it's a retreat route put up by the Japanese army. Then it become a ragging route.
Okay. And so do you guys, and I guess my follow-up question to that would be, so are these government sanctioned roads or trails, or do you guys have to get a special permit? Do you have to is there any kind of legal behind that? Because we have a whole lot of stuff here about that kind of jazz.
Okay. So on this road, it's actually public domain. So, it's not literally a road. There's no road, but
I mean, based on the video I've been looking at, yeah, you're correct. There is no road here. Okay.
Yeah. So, it's not a government sanctioned road. So you just need to.
Okay.
Well, you can go anytime you want, but
you got to have the will and determination to do it.
But it's better to inform the local government that you're going in. They might introduce you to a guide. At least if you got stuck, they know that you haven't gone through, and they they can search for you. They can search for you. So,
Yeah, that is sound advice. No matter what continent you're on, make sure you tell somebody where it is you're going, out into the middle of the forest, jungle, desert, whatever it is you're going to do.
yeah.
Yeah, that sounds like a decent plan at least.
Yeah, but for this event, it's all coordinated with all local government offices from both sides, so that it's a big group of vehicle that they have to expect, so that they can manage the traffic flow and all the facility. And we also coordinated with them for safety, security, and medical people.
And the reason I bring that up is because, yeah, we have all kinds of rules and laws. Like there are regular dirt roads that we can take here, and we have trails that are managed by one agency and one group here, and then they're managed by another. It's a hot mess. And I mean, I guess when you have a Category 5 coming through once in a while, the chances are it's just going to wipe away a whole lot of that damage, isn't it? Wow, I can't get over these river crossings, man. Like, what's the deepest part of some of these crossings? Like that, if that FJ got up to the bottom of its dash, what is that, 3-4 feet?
I think it's about 4 feet, about chest deep.
Well, chest deep. Well, that's for a normal, and that's just chest deep. It's not chest deep for anybody who's following along that I'm 6'6".
It's
That's
normal
gonna be like here on me,
5'4".
and just under my. Yeah, okay, there you go. I've seen a lot of the night. I've seen a lot of the jungle stuff. Is there any scenery along the way? Because like I'm a scenic guy when it comes to this stuff, and if I'm going to be putting in this much effort for mud, I should be able to see something fun.
Yeah, actually, after this part of the Machine Gun Hill crossing, it will open up with on a nice beach, but
Okay.
yeah, but it's not recommended for swimming because it facing Pacific Ocean. The current is too strong, and some fisherman has able to catch a great white shark there.
Oh, yeah, I would, again, fantastic reasons to stay away from those areas. Yes, yes. So let's see. So far we got hurricanes and great white sharks. Lino, he might be beating you when it comes to the alligators now. I hate to tell you. I see there's a lot of people here with the built rigs. Does anybody sign up that's like brand new to it, that hasn't been doing it for very long? Or these are all built vehicles, right?
Yeah. It's all built, purpose-built vehicle, but it
Okay.
still maintain its production class. It's fifth tire, able to seal the ECU mostly, and then lights. So,
Okay.
yeah, there are some teams who join just for fun. There are some pretty new, but the experience on standard off-roading. But yeah, they're crazy enough to join.
All right, fair enough. And are you guys full up for this year, or do you have more spots open?
Yeah, we're capping it at the 30 teams. We're right now around 25.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't think our audience is going to have the wherewithal to get on an airplane. But, hey, you never know. And if you do, get a hold of me because I need a sponsor. So, so this year you've got some more obstacle stuff in here. As you guys have gotten this prepped for this year, do you anticipate doing some more changes next year? You're going to kind of wait to see how this year plays out, or is there some stuff that you want to do in the future?
Yeah, actually, our sponsor Petron is requesting also, because if you see the geography of the Philippines, there's divided in three major islands: Luzon, where we at, then there's Visayas and Mindanao. So part of their request is also to make that sort of an event also in somewhere in Visayas and somewhere in Mindanao. So Luzon is the topmost island. Yeah. That's the big island. It's Luzon on top, and then the scattered smaller islands will be the Visayas down there, and then Mindanao is
Okay.
the far lower bottom of the big island. Yep.
Most of your participants are locals, right? Like you haven't drawn a big international group yet?
Yeah, mostly local. Unfortunately, there are some international group who are interested, but the Philippine law
Okay.
prohibits from importing their vehicle
Really?
Yeah, yeah. There's
Like even temporarily for an
yep.
event?
Yeah, yeah. There's no law for that, so they're trying to fix it, but
Okay.
yeah. There's no
Well, no,
temporary.
yeah, that's just that's a weird thing. Like I've heard, I mean, there's almost an industry of vehicle tourism where people move their vehicles around for that kind of stuff, and it's kind of surprising that the Philippines has left themselves out of it. So yeah, well, good luck, man, on that one. I hope they manage to. I hope they get that for you. If I were to, come into town to do something like this, I'd sure as hell like to take somebody else's vehicle and not my own down there.
Yeah.
Let's say someone is interested in coming in there next year, local or not. What kind of advice would you give them for that 6 months and that preparation to kind of get ready for your event?
Okay, so if you're foreign from the Philippines, the best way to took is to find someone who can build your vehicle ground up here, and then after that, it's either if you had fun and then you want to do it again, you can just safe keep the vehicle, or after that you can sell the vehicle.
You can't export the vehicle, right?
It will be also hard because on way back 2017, we joined the Malaysian Rainforest Challenge. So we ship our vehicle out, but we have to pay a big chunk of amount for a ban
Okay.
just to get the vehicle temporarily to Malaysia and then bring it back on a certain period, or else it will forfeit your ban. It's about I think $30,000.
I think it's meant to be cost prohibitive for a reason, right? That's about it. Is there anything else that you really wanted to talk about when it came to the event for either, this year or getting prepped for next year? Or
Yeah, one of our goals, actually, we love to see people outside the Philippines come visit the Philippines. It's a great country. The people, anywhere you go, it's very hospitable.
do you guys have like Jeep and Hilux rentals there that you can at least get out into? Like I imagine, like I don't know, like here there's a lot of rules about where you can take your rentals. So I don't necessarily know that anybody's gonna be okay with you taking their rental up here.
Yeah, actually, in the Philippines, it's very, very few rentals because well, vehicles are expensive here. It's like let's say your average Jeep JL Rubicon right now, brand new, you can get it at around
Wow. Like for like a and I take it as like that's not gonna be the best, like the best of the
yeah.
best models, right? That's kind of your middle of the road Jeep.
Yes, yes. It's a 2-liter turbo Jeep Rubicon.
A 2-liter turbo.
Yeah.
A 2-liter turbo, all you 3.6ers out there. The 2-liter turbo. Wow, that's amazing. All right, so that would be my message to everybody else too, is start putting some off-roading tourism dollars that way. And I mean, the nice part about this is that you guys this is your second year doing it. It sounds like you at least have I mean, based on what I've seen so far, like it sounds like you guys have a really good operation going here, and you're starting it off really early on in that, that step forward for you guys. So it's kind of nice. It's good to see, man. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think the jungle's for me in that one. I will tell you this: Pope and Randy, who are normally here, I think this is right up their alley. Even Lily and Jason would probably get a kick out of this. I am past the age of being able to do the heat and humidity. But I mean, this would be so much fun. Like we don't have terrain like this anywhere in the States. I say Florida, but it's just not as wet. It's just not as much moisture. And I get too that this is going to be right after rainy season. Oh wait, so wait a minute. Hold on a second here. So is this? You were saying earlier that this wasn't rainy season when this was done the last time?
Yeah, it wasn't. It wasn't. It's just starting on their rainy season, but it's still not the rainy season.
So it's going to be just after or during the rainy season?
For this is on the end of rainy season.
So, all right. I'm going to look forward to that then. I'm guessing you're going to have more than one FJ that gets swamped. I was like, well, I don't know why I didn't do that math better, but yeah.
Well, I would like to invite anyone outside the Philippines. If you love to come to the Philippines, we're happy to take you around.
All right.
Yep.
Yeah.
We
Let's,
love to show the Philippines all around the Philippines. So, yeah.
I think we've got to find a way to get you guys some vehicles, and we'll turn it into a rental company down that way. I think that's the way. I don't know how we're gonna do it, but we'll do it somehow. Cool, man. All right. Well, what's the website that people should go to if they want to get information?
Yeah, okay. You can go to mototesto.com.
Okay. And all the information is there for you guys. You haven't posted any details about next year yet, right? You're just trying to get
Not
through the
yet.
next 4 or 5 weeks insane, or
Yeah.
and keep your sanity intact.
Yes, yes.
All right. Well, Tim, thank you so much. We'll wrap it up here. If you guys are interested, please check out the Petron Philippine Overland Expedition, and pronounce that last piece for me. The short of it.
It's Philox.
Philox, Pacific Coast Challenge. There you go. All right. Awesome, Tim. Thank you very much. I
All right.
appreciate you taking the time out. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll see you next time at the Trailhead.